Hello everybody, welcome to the very first episode of
the Dynamite Podcast!
My name is Paul and that Nimrod you heard in the back is Justin.
Hello, I'm Justin. Basically this podcast is just going to be me and my friend Paul just talking about random discussions and just topics that have been on our head recently, that past week or so we'll say.
Okay, so Justin, you tell me about Elon Musk's new technology or a project or about a microchip?
See, Elon Musk, everybody knows he's an absolute mad lad, right? He has so many projects. He has SpaceX. He's a genius. And his most recent invention, we'll say, is a product for his new company called Neuralink. It's like a computer chip that gets put in your brain by a stitching robot, is what we'll call it. And it connects this computer chip, it connects its electrodes into your brain.
So why on earth would someone want a microchip in their brain and what's its use?
So what it's going to do is the electrodes that are connected into your brain are going to the motor cortex, part of your brain that controls movement. It sends signals to the muscles to move.
Oh, so you mean it's kind of like out of the movies, like Terminator when he has that middle arm?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, it's crazy to think that we're here already in the future, but yeah, like in a movie such as Terminator, as you said, you would see someone like with a robotic arm moving their fingers and that. That's exactly what it is. The computer chip reads your brain, it'll read the signals from it, see that you want to move your hand or fingers, and it'll move your hand or fingers.
Now that sounds so expensive. How much?
Yeah. Honestly, it's still a work in progress, and even when it is publicly available, it's brand new technology. Like, you don't see an iPhone coming out for less than $1,000 at this point. Something like this would be massively expensive. No one would be able to afford it besides the rich. Meaning, like, even once this technology has been in mass production even, there'll still be, like, a divide and people won't be able to afford it. You know, not only the rich. It's going to be extremely expensive.
But then you see like army veterans who like lost a leg, lost an arm. How are they going to get that kind of?
Honestly, they would get that cheaper. I think the government would probably make it free for veterans. But if there's someone been in a work accident or something, the chances are, unless they have amazing insurance and their insurance can just sue the out of the company, like, you know, they're not going to be able to afford it for another many years.
So what else could this chip be used for, apart from, you know, bionic body parts and all that?
Yeah, there is another technology that he's currently working on. Since we now can read signals from the brain, he's working on creating this computer chip and he's evolving it to the point where it could possibly take information from our brain and download it. So this would mean that you could technically put a brain into a computer.
Wait, so you mean like, so after someone dies, they're like turned into a computer or something?
That's the whole idea. People are mortal. The earth is burning up. You know, Elon is trying to create like this whole future where he's pretty much saving humanity if you think about it. But yeah, after death, it will keep your brain in a computer. It'll keep all your thoughts, every memory you have, it would have lived your experience.
Wait, so my personal opinion on that would probably be that's kind of weird. Like, I would like the whole reason we live is because of death. The whole reason we do all these things is so that our life is amazing. But if you're saying that you're on a computer when you die, that's going to stop people from doing a lot of things and enjoying a lot of things because they know that they're going to be alive after they die on a computer.
Yeah, well, there's something called a perspective switch. The question is that computer the same person? If you die and put your brain on a computer, is that computer going to be you or have you on it? It may seem like that to me, but is it not just going to be a computer that's really good at pretending to be you, that knows what to say, that knows what you would say? your perspective as a human being, is that going to be in the computer, or are you going to be dead and whatever you believe for an afterlife, if you believe in an afterlife, are you going to move on and to whatever you believe you're going to move on to? And is that computer just going to be pretending to be you then? Or will your perspective be in the computer? Personally, I think it's just going to be pretending to be you. I don't see how it could take the soul of a human. I don't think that's something that can happen.
Yeah, personally, I think that if that happens, like, then people aren't going to be kind of gaining strength from such stuff as like losses and their grannies and all that. So in the future, when someone actually supposedly their granny dies or whatever, they're actually not going to be dying because they're going to be on a computer, which sounds really, really weird. So when you say you want to you want to go see granny, you're like, yeah, just power up on the computer and go say hi. I think it's really, really weird.
It is kind of creepy if you think about it, but like I was saying, to all of us people who are still going to be alive, we're going to see the same person. Obviously, it'll be on a computer. Eventually, I'm sure someone's going to, probably Elon himself, is going to develop like a robot then to put it into, rather than just like, your desktop computer. It'll be like a robot, and eventually, it may even get into quite literally the Terminator movies where the robots have skin and look and feel the same. But it's still going to be a computer. So I think that, it may seem like your granny is there in front of you, whether it's on a computer or in many, many years in a robot that looks like a human standing right in front of you. But I don't think it would be. I still just think it would be a computer pretending to be that person. I don't think life can continue after physical death.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, the first project that he's doing is a really, really good idea, I think, and it's amazing.
It is. It's a step up in humanity.
But you have to stop at a second project, because if your loved one or whatever dies of like a illness or something, obviously you're going to want to bring them back as a computer or whatever, or a robot or something, but deep down that they're not going to be the same, and it's going to be really uncomfortable.
Yeah, plus there's a question of, is it respectful? Once someone dies, it is good to have a memory of them, but is it respectful to then have something pretending to be them?
Yeah.
Plus, the way the computer will work, it will think it is them.
Yeah, I totally
Which
agree.
I think it's too far out there.
Like, I can see how some people would like to do it in case, say, their loved one died of an illness or died really young. But then again,
if they're going to miss them, they may want that computer to even pretend just for the sake of missing them.
Yeah, but then in the long run, then again, if you're going through all this pain of being sad and all that next year or whatever, Elon Musk brings this out, all that pain you just went through absolutely means nothing, because suddenly the person is a computer and he's living again.
Yeah, that's a great point. There is an argument that people would say, what if there's a genius? What if there's another Einstein? What if there's Elon himself? Is it then, should we clone his brain? Should we transfer his brain into a computer so we can have that computer? I'm not going to call it a person. Should we have that computer then forever to keep coming up with the ideas Elon would come up with? Is it moral? Is it ethical? Elon, it's his own technology. Chances are he's going to want his brain copied. Should we keep around a copy of his brain?
Well, I think maybe keeping a copy of like some maybe kind of like presidents and all that, just because maybe if someone's really, really good at doing something, such as keeping, things in a respectful manner, keeping the world from going, keeping laws, all that kind of stuff, if that kind of got copied, that'd be a good idea. Just keep, like Elon Musk coming with all these different ideas, Personally, I think maybe it's a good idea to keep his mind, because he can come up with new technology, such as when those boys got stuck in the cave, he didn't help them out, but he tried his best to help out a new machine, which is actually a really good idea. So keeping knowledge of smart people and all that could solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, like I think knowledge dies with the person who carries it. If you write down all the knowledge you have in a book, other people are going to continue that knowledge in a different direction. Only a specific person can come and continue that growth of knowledge in the exact direction they're going with it. Do you get me?
Yeah, because, not everyone thinks the same, not everyone's going to get along. So.
Not everyone thinks the exact same. Elon Musk has an extremely unique mind. I don't think anyone else thinks like he does. I think it would be extremely beneficial to the whole world if we kept certain genius minds like his around. World leaders who have changed the way everything works for the better. Geniuses who have invented countless amount of technologies and ideas that have just helped everyone, benefited society, benefited humanity. I think it would be beneficial to keep their minds around.
Yeah, I totally agree. It would definitely be beneficial. Like, what technology would have now if Thomas Edison was still alive, and what would happen if Albert Einstein was still alive? But it's up to them because it is their minds, and it should only be used for beneficial. It shouldn't be used for grieving and all that because that just happens naturally. You can't really interfere with that. So my whole opinion on the whole thing would be Project One is an absolutely amazing idea. With the bionic arms and all that. When everyone losing their limbs, it could maybe even get people out of wheelchairs. So they could start walking again. Second project, I definitely disagree with it on some sort. It should not be for grieving and all that. But
it shouldn't be for people's personal lives to continue because it doesn't allow life to continue.
Yeah.
The first project, I also agree. I think it's an amazing idea. It's going to benefit everyone, and eventually it will become more affordable and available to just society in general. And that is headed in a great direction in the form of bionic arms, prosthetics. That's headed in a great direction. However, I agree, the second idea of moving it towards downloading consciences and downloading people's brains, I don't think the world's ready for that. And even if it was, it shouldn't be a publicly available thing for people to continue life. That's not what it is. I think it should be for benefiting humanity as a whole and allowing certain minds to continue to develop ideas. I think we're going to leave it there for today. This was the pilot episode of the Dynamite Podcast.
So obviously for the first episode the sound isn't going to be great.
Yeah, the sound isn't the best. We both apologize. We know we're going to be testing things. We're going to be working on things. Each episode will hopefully get better and better, I think we're just going to leave it here. We'll see you in the next episode
of the Dynamite Podcast. See you guys, and thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Bye.